Welcome back to Diesel News, everybody. To start today off, we have news that the Animation Guild has begun their second round of negotiations with the studios so that they can get a new contract for better wages and better treatment for animation workers. Now, this actually relates to a story later on that I'll talk about regarding Inside Out 2 and the conditions at Pixar during this. And I'll just say that I think that story really exemplifies why we need this to work for the animators, and the animators need better paychecks. They need less crunch time. Even if it means the movies are delayed more, you know what? We have to be willing to accept that if it means that people can live happier lives and not want to kill themselves from having to overwork themselves. Mark Cuban says that he'd be interested in buying Twitter if it ever went up for sale. And to be honest, I would prefer if Twitter wasn't owned by, one specific person and owned by like an entire committee of people, kind of how it originally was. But I assume Mark wouldn't operate it all on his own, because even Elon Musk doesn't operate it all on his own. So like in terms of like head owner, I definitely think Mark Cuban would be a better choice than Elon Musk for the platform. I mean, he doesn't really have any experience with app development or web development, whatever, but I feel like he'd be better at listening to what the people actually want. Batman is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame next week. I didn't even know that fictional characters could get stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but apparently there's been quite a few. Alvin and the Chipmunks have, Big Bird has, Bugs Bunny, Donald Duck, Kermit the Frog, Godzilla, Pee Wee Herman, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, the Munchkins, the Muppets, Winnie the Pooh, Rugrats, Shrek, the Simpsons, Snoopy, Snow White, Tinkerbell, and Woody Woodpecker. Now, a lot of those make sense, but fucking Rugrats, I don't know about that. I don't know if they deserve that, and I don't know if the Munchkins do either. But I definitely do think Batman does when you compare it to most of these other characters. I do think it's kind of weird that we're giving the same award to fictional characters that we're giving to actors, but I guess you can attribute the thanks going more towards all the writers who have written the characters, although I feel like they should be getting stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, not just the characters, you know? Now, we actually have some Inside Out 2 news that is way more depressing than its box office milestones, and honestly, I kind of expected something like this to be the case, being that a lot of the employees were overworked, and there was just a whole bunch of drama going on while the movie was being produced. So, according to Discussing Film, the crunch was insane, with animators having to work 7 days a week. There were some problems with leadership mismanagement and story issues, which caused rushing in the last few months' production, despite all the crunches. And to make things worse, people laid off from Pixar before Inside Out 2 released couldn't even qualify for any of their bonuses that they would get from the film, which they rely on since, Pixar isn't unionized, so they have to rely on those bonuses. So they couldn't even get them since they were laid off. So a lot of employees crunched for nothing. Now, there is apparently some employees who are sticking up for Pixar, saying that they paid overtime and gave support during the crunch, but honestly, I would suggest that some of those employees might have been told to say that by Pixar. Now, I don't mean that they were even, paid off or anything to say that. I just mean that, Pixar might have just, been holding them at gunpoint, yo, don't ruin our reputation, man, say this. Because, I don't know, man, even if you did pay overtime and offered support, quote-unquote, during the crunch, you're still making people work fucking 7 days a week with fucking insane hours. No, fuck off, Pixar, fuck off. One of the employees even commented on the irony of the fact that the movie was about the importance of mental health, and yet all the employees working on the movie had their mental health taken away and fucking ruined because of the crunches. And that just goes to show you that, not that everyone at Pixar is bad or everyone at Disney is bad, but these companies that preach all these lessons to children, they don't even follow them themselves, so it's very unfortunate. Fallout somehow only won a single Emmy out of the show's 16 nominations. That's fucking bullshit, dude. I mean, it's better than Better Call Saul, where they were nominated in almost every category and couldn't walk away with a single fucking win, it felt like. But still, I feel like Fallout should have got more than one win. Congratulations to Shogun, though, as it's won 18 Emmys. The most for a single season of TV ever, which is just fucking awesome. It's great to see an actual good show get praise at the Emmys. Once again, I'm just kind of disappointed for Fallout. Saw is coming to Fortnite. Oh my god. Honestly, I think this will be pretty cool. Pokimane apparently turned down a huge offer of money from YouTube to continue streaming on Twitch, and the reason for this was because Twitch managed to match YouTube's offer, their initial offer anyways. But the interesting thing is that after this, YouTube tried again, upping the price from what Twitch did, and Pokimane still stayed with Twitch just because she was so attached to them, I guess. And you can't really blame her for this. I mean, Twitch is the platform that everyone knows her for, but I just think it's crazy that YouTube was willing to offer her a lot of money to create content on the platform, because YouTube, you hear about a lot of other platforms doing this, like Kick giving XQC a $100 million deal, all that shit, but I don't think you hear YouTube paying creators often to stay on. Maybe, I guess, for streaming spaces, as YouTube gave Ludwig an offer to come to YouTube as opposed to Twitch, but I don't know, I just think it's interesting that Pokimane is who YouTube is desperate to keep, and they still failed. Mrbeast, KSI, and Logan Paul are all collabing to release Lunchly, a Lunchables competitor that'll have Prime, Feastables chocolate, and an option of either pizza, nachos, or turkey, with cheese and crackers as well, obviously. Now, people were kind of shitting on Mrbeast, Logan Paul, and KSI for trying to, reel in their young fans with this alternative to Lunchables, but to be honest, I don't see the point in getting mad at Mrbeast or Logan Paul for this, as if it is truly a healthier option, like Mrbeast is claiming, stating that their turkey meal is 80 less calories, 60% less sugar, and more electrolytes, and they use real cheese, I don't think it's that bad for this product to be being sold. However, there is a warning that someone had found regarding the Lunchly company, where it's like, yo, you cannot sue us if you have a bad experience with it, and that does raise some red flags, what's going on? What's so bad about Lunchly? But all in all, I don't think it's really a bad thing for Mrbeast and Logan Paul and KSI to want to launch this whole thing. The only thing I do kind of find a bit disturbing is that Mrbeast has responded to this whole controversy the day after it started, but he's refused to respond to any of the other controversies that are much, much more serious. So I don't know about that one, Mrbeast. There's a brand new Nintendo Switch OLED and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle that's coming out this fall that is going to include a digital code for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, there's nothing wrong with this at all, but why the fuck is Nintendo still trying to push Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? It's already their most sold game on the Switch. It might even be their fucking most sold game of all time, for all I know. Why do you feel the need to keep pushing it with these weird-ass bundles? I mean, I guess if people will buy it, you might as well. Next up, John Cena is going to star in the live-action Matchbox movie, and Sam Hargrave from Extraction, the director, is going to be directing it. I'm actually very fucking intrigued by this Matchbox movie now. I mean, I didn't even know they were making one. I guess it makes sense because they were going to make a whole bunch of toy movies. But Sam Hargrave, dude, Extraction, it's not the best movie by any means, but it definitely has a lot of great action sequences, and if Matchbox is going to be anything similar, then I think it'll do pretty good. It'll definitely be better than fucking Gran Turismo. As for John Cena joining the cast, I mean, alright, he dipped WWE to join the Matchbox movie, fair enough. The next Star Wars Jedi game is officially going to be the last game in the series, and honestly, I think this is a pretty good thing in my opinion, because I think the Jedi games are pretty good, but I feel like the story is kind of reaching its climax. I don't really feel like there's much more you can do, especially in the era that it's in, and I hope that with Outlaws being released, and this coming out soon as well, it'll mean an end for Imperial era Star Wars games, at least for the most part. Obviously, they'll still release some, but I want the games to focus on new eras, just as the movies and shows are as well.